My name's Lisa Mowat. I'm 27 years old. I'm from Maud. I was diagnosed with melanoma skin cancer in January 2023. I got such a shock, I think because I kept being told that there was nothing to worry about, that it turned out to be cancer that was on my foot. The year before that, I noticed a small kind of pink mark on my foot. I then noticed it started to change. It grew really dark. It grew to like the size of a blueberry. I pushed for a referral to ARI, and 13 weeks later I was seen. Within 2 weeks of meeting my consultant, I then had the lesion removed. I thought that was it, but I was so far wrong. I then got a phone call to go into ARI for biopsy results, and it was then that I was told it was melanoma cancer. My mum was with me when I was diagnosed, which was a good support. But then I had to go home and break the news to my dad and brother. That was really upsetting. So although I was dealing with the diagnosis, there was then a load of worry to see that cancer had spread from my foot. About 5 weeks after that, I went into ARI for surgery. I had to have a skin graft to my foot and all my lymph nodes removed in my leg. I was receiving an infusion of immunotherapy once every 4 weeks. I was getting on generally well with treatment, continuing to work throughout my cycles until my 7th cycle. One of my scans showed something suspicious that needed to be investigated. It was pretty devastating because I thought, I'm getting on well my treatment cycles. And again, there was more cancer found, so my treatment had to be stopped and I had to prepare for major surgery again. But this time my surgery was carried out with a surgeon that operated robotics, so this was to aid my recovery, to get me back into the treatment ward really quickly. I finished my 13th and final cycle of immunotherapy in March 2024. So the whole journey really has been quite a lot. My family have been my absolute rocks through everything. It's just been, I've been so lucky to have them by my side at everything. My mum's been at every appointment. My mum, my dad and my brother visited me every night when I was staying in ARI, even if my dad and brother just did watch the football on my TV. I've been so lucky for the amazing group of friends that I've got as well. I mean, we did try to do normal things when it was possible. I always know how to make me laugh, and I've been really, really lucky. I've always been into my health and fitness. That's one of the most important things for me, I think, is being able to get out in fresh air. So a lot of my time is spent doing Pilates classes or walking with my mum. When I was going in for treatment, the Friends of Anchor team were always there. It just kind of brightened up a really daunting time. And I think it's so important that people are aware of just how much Friends at Anchor do. It's not just about your patient wellbeing services, it's all the funding for the clinical research and your medical equipment for ARI, and all of that being above the NHS core budget. I'm so unbelievably grateful for everyone in ARI, my surgeon, consultant, specialist nurses, occupational therapist, my physio, just everyone. It's just been outstanding, and I really owe them the world. I know quite a lot of people who've taken part in Courage and Brave over the past few years, and they just speak so highly of the event. I suppose I wanted to give back to Friends at Anchor, so I think this has just been my opportunity to raise lots of money and give back from the fantastic support that I've gotten from them throughout this past few years. I also wanted to raise awareness of melanoma and just how serious skin cancer can be, because I think it's very much overlooked as not being serious and people are unaware that it can spread. I always think there's always mountains to climb in life, but little steps day by day does get you through it, and I really think having a positive attitude serves you well. Worrying is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it gets you nowhere.